This is the second part of curve sketching, which is going to focus on concavity and inflection points. So as you can see, I still have my original function and I have my first derivative, but when you're dealing with concavity and inflection points, I need the second derivative. So let's come over here. The second derivative would be 3x squared minus 6x, and I'm going to set that equal to 0. And I can take out a GCF of 3x. And it looks like I'm going to get that x is 0 and x equals 2. So these are the two spots that are being considered as inflection points where the graph is going to change concavity. So how we know for sure if it's changing concavity is that we're going to plot these on a number line and test into the second derivative. So let's see what we've got going on. So I've got 0 and 2. And my second derivative, if I go back and grab it, was 3x squared minus 6x. Okay, so I want to plug in -1. I want to plug in 1. And I want to plug in 3. So I'm just choosing any number that lives between 0 and 2 and on either side of it. Okay, so when I plug in -1 into this, I get a positive 3 and a positive 6. So the whole thing is positive. And when we're doing the second derivative, positive people are happy. So that means it's concave up. Okay, so for the next section here, what I've got here is when I plug in 1, I get 3 minus 6. 3 minus 6 is a -3. It's negative, so it is concave down. So we are changing concavity at 0 from concave up to concave down. All right, let's see what happens on this side. When I plug in 3, I get 27 minus 18. That is a positive number. Positive people are happy. It's concave up. So I do, in fact, have 2 inflection points. So my graph is concave up from -infinity to 0, concave up again from 2 to infinity, and then I'm going to be concave down from 0 to 2. And last but not least, my 2 points that are inflection points are happening at 0 and at 2, but I got to figure out the y values at that spot. So I have to go back to my original function. And the good news is when I plug in 0, I just get out 0. The slightly bad news is that when I plug in 2, let's see what happens when I plug in 2. I get 16/4, which is 4, minus 8. So 4 minus 8 is -4. So I believe that's what I'm going to get. All right, I've got one last piece, one last part of a video that's going to be coming up showing putting it all together.